Have you ever wondered what happens when a couple takes on the ultimate challenge? One that tests not only their willpower, but also their relationship. What if they decided to give up eating out and drinking alcohol for an entire year? Sounds daunting, right? Today, we're diving into an inspiring journey of commitment, health, and transformation as we explore the incredible story of a couple who made a bold bet to completely change their lifestyle for a full 12 months. Make sure to subscribe to our channel. In the quiet moments just before the new year, Lexi and Danny Reed found themselves facing the reality of how their lifestyle choices had impacted every corner of their lives. They had been married for a few years, and during that time, their daily routines had slowly become dominated by fast food, sodas, and sedentary evenings on the couch. They were far from where they had once envisioned themselves, having slipped into habits that left them feeling sluggish, disconnected, and distant from each other. Food had become a source of comfort, yet it was also the source of their frustrations. It filled an emotional void, but left them feeling trapped and isolated. Lexi, weighing in at 485 pounds, felt a constant sense of defeat. Her size made even the simplest tasks exhausting, and she found herself too self-conscious to enjoy outings with friends or family. Danny, too, struggled with his own health. Though his weight of 280 pounds was not as extreme as Lexi's, his body constantly ached, and he found himself wishing for the energy he once had. Together, they knew that if they didn't make a drastic change, they would continue to drift further from the lives they wanted. Their challenges weren't limited to physical discomfort. Lexi and Danny's relationship had also been impacted by the years of unhealthy living. What had once been a vibrant, loving partnership now felt strained and tense as their respective struggles weighed heavily on them. Conversations about health had often led to frustration rather than support, with both Lexi and Danny feeling misunderstood. Lexi, in particular, felt her confidence diminish each time they went out, seeing how other couples were able to move freely, go on adventures, and enjoy life without the limitations her weight imposed. Danny, though concerned about Lexi's well-being, didn't always know how to express his worries. Instead, he often withdrew, feeling helpless to fix what he perceived as an insurmountable issue. Yet, despite the hardships, their love for each other remained, hidden beneath layers of insecurities and unresolved feelings. As the New Year's Eve countdown began, Lexi and Danny took a deep breath, ready for something different. They both knew that words alone would not bring about the changes they needed. This time, they wanted to make a vow that felt concrete and meaningful. When the clock struck midnight, they turned to each other and agreed to commit to a transformative year. One where they would put health, discipline, and love for each other first. They resolved to make some serious changes. For the next year, there would be no fast food, no soda, and no alcohol. This decision was about more than just losing weight. It was about rediscovering themselves and each other. They understood that this would require a level of dedication they had never before maintained, but they felt ready to face the challenge together. The next morning, filled with a mix of excitement and nervousness, they began to envision what their new lives would look like. Lexi and Danny's friends, hearing about their ambitious commitment, proposed an additional challenge. For 1 month, Lexi and Danny were to completely cut out takeout food, soda, and alcohol, while working out for at least 30 minutes every day, 5 times a week. Their friends sweetened the deal with a reward, a weekend getaway, if they successfully completed the month. However, there was also a playful consequence. Failure would mean they'd have to do all of their friends' chores for a month. This added accountability made the challenge feel even more real and exciting, solidifying their commitment. Grocery shopping was the first test. They replaced their usual cart full of chips, sweets, and frozen dinners with fresh fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains. Navigating the aisles with this new mindset was intimidating yet exhilarating, like stepping into uncharted territory. Lexi and Danny were determined to make every meal count, but they quickly realized that cooking was harder than it looked. Used to the convenience of takeout, their first attempts at preparing a healthy dinner were clumsy and riddled with mistakes. Danny overcooked the chicken, and Lexi ended up burning the vegetables, but instead of feeling defeated, they found themselves laughing at the mishaps. These small moments reminded them of why they were doing this. Together, they could take on any challenge, even if it meant stumbling a bit along the way. Over the weeks, their cooking skills gradually improved, and with them, their confidence. They explored new recipes, experimenting with spices and herbs that they had never used before. Meals began to feel like small victories, each dish a testament to their commitment. Lexi discovered a new appreciation for fresh produce and natural flavors, and Danny found that he enjoyed the creativity of cooking, something he hadn't considered before. Preparing meals became an act of care, not just for their bodies but for each other. The food they shared was nourishing, not just physically but emotionally, as it symbolized their hard work and dedication. These meals became a ritual that grounded them, connecting them to their goals and each other. Alongside dietary changes, exercise became an integral part of their new routine. Initially, even simple movements felt challenging, particularly for Lexi, who was unused to physical activity. Their first few workouts were short, exhausting, and at times discouraging. But Danny encouraged Lexi with every step, and she found strength in his support. They started with low-impact activities, like walking around their neighborhood, and gradually increased the intensity as their bodies adjusted. Each small victory, whether completing a workout or improving their stamina, brought a sense of accomplishment that bolstered their resolve. Exercise became something they looked forward to, as it gave them a sense of progress and purpose. As Lexi and Danny grew stronger, they began to notice changes, not just in their physical appearance, but in their emotional health. They felt more energized, more capable, and more connected to each other than they had in years. For the first time in a long time, they felt proud of themselves and each other. Their relationship, once strained by years of unhealthy habits, began to flourish under the shared commitment to change. They spent more time talking, planning their meals and workouts, and supporting each other through the tough days. Their partnership transformed as they realized that they were each other's greatest allies in this journey. Over the months, Lexi and Danny continued to encounter challenges. There were days when cravings hit hard, and times when they felt tempted to return to their old ways. Social events became difficult, as gatherings often involved food and drinks they had sworn off. Friends and family members occasionally questioned their choices, but Lexi and Danny remained steadfast. Each temptation and every doubting glance only served to strengthen their commitment. They reminded each other of how far they had come, how much they had endured, and how much stronger they were for it. Together, they found resilience they hadn't known they possessed. As the seasons changed, Lexi and Danny's transformation became visible to everyone around them. Their bodies became leaner, their energy levels surged, and they exuded a newfound confidence that was impossible to ignore. Friends and family began to compliment them on their achievements, amazed at the dedication and discipline they had shown. But the changes ran deeper than appearances. Lexi and Danny had found a new sense of purpose and pride. They felt more alive, more in control, and more hopeful for the future. Their journey became an inspiration to others, proving that change was possible with the right mindset and support. One of the most beautiful aspects of their journey was the way it brought them closer together. The shared struggle and triumphs rekindled the spark in their relationship, strengthening their bond in ways they hadn't expected. They learned to communicate better, to celebrate each other's successes, and to offer encouragement during the tough times. They became each other's biggest supporters, building each other up and believing in each other's strength. The love that had once felt strained was now a source of unwavering support and motivation. By the time they reached the end of the year, Lexi and Danny had transformed their lives in ways they had only dreamed of. Lexi had shed over 300 pounds, a monumental achievement that represented not only physical weight but years of insecurities, limitations, and self-doubt. Danny, too, had lost significant weight and gained a level of health and vitality he hadn't experienced in years. But beyond the numbers on the scale, they had gained something far more valuable: a life of purpose, connection, and joy. Their journey was no longer just about weight loss. It was about reclaiming their lives and rediscovering the power of their partnership. In the end, Lexi and Danny's story was about much more than pounds lost. It was about the love, resilience, and dedication they discovered within themselves and each other. They had faced the challenges together, supported each other, and proved that true transformation is possible when you have the right support. Their journey served as a testament to the power of commitment, perseverance, and partnership, inspiring countless others to believe in the possibility of change. And as they looked back on the year that had transformed their lives, they knew they had not only achieved their goals, but created a life they could finally live fully and joyfully together. Did Lexi and Danny's story inspire you? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and tell us what lifestyle change you consider taking on. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed this transformation journey, and subscribe for more inspiring stories like this.